How you doing, everybody? My name is Dr. Sami Baya. Please welcome back to my YouTube channel. They are suffering now for disrespecting you. They're suffering now for disrespecting you. That's the title of this video. In life, there are many ways people can disrespect others, whether it's through words, actions, or simply neglecting their worth. However, the consequences of such disrespect are often far-reaching and not immediately visible. Those who have disrespected you are now facing the repercussions, even though they might not fully understand the gravity of their actions. What they failed to realize was that disrespecting you would come with its own set of consequences. Consequences that they are now suffering from. When people undermine you, belittle your contributions, or dismiss your feelings, they are often too focused on their own egos or insecurities to consider how their actions might come back to haunt them. They might think that they can treat others with disrespect without any consequences. But the universe has a way of balancing things out. The very energy they sent your way in the form of disrespect is now boomerang. It is now boomeranging back to them, and they're experiencing the consequences firsthand. The disrespect they showed you has now taken root in their lives, manifesting in ways they never anticipated. It may not be obvious at first, but gradually the impact of their actions begins to show in their relationships, their professional lives, and even their personal well-being. They may find themselves struggling with feelings of loneliness, frustration, and confusion as they try to understand why things aren't going their way anymore. As time passes, their lives begin to reflect the same negativity they once aimed at you. People who once respected them may start distancing themselves, and new opportunities that once seemed within reach might start slipping away. What they failed to see was that disrespecting you was like planting a seed of bad karma that is now blossoming into a series of unfortunate events. The consequences of their actions are unfolding, and it is becoming clear that their disrespect is the root cause. They may even find themselves in situations where they are now the ones being disrespected by others. The behavior they once exhibited towards you has set a precedent, and others are beginning to mirror that same disrespect towards them. Whether it's in their personal relationships or at work, they are now receiving the same energy they sent out, and it stings in a way they never imagined. For some, this shift can be incredibly humbling. They may have once believed that they were untouchable or above reproach, but now they are faced with the reality that their actions have consequences. The hurt they caused you is now a burden they must carry, and they can't escape the repercussions of their own disrespect. What they failed to understand was that you are not the only one who can suffer from their actions. In fact, their disrespect is now becoming the very thing that is bringing them down. Their suffering may come in different forms. Perhaps they are experiencing professional setbacks, struggling to keep their career on track, or losing the trust of those around them. Whatever form it takes, one thing is clear: their disrespect towards you has set in motion a chain of events that they can't control. The more they try to avoid facing the consequences, the more intense their struggles become. The universe has a way of balancing the scales, and their moment of reckoning has arrived. It is important to remember that their suffering is not something to be gloated over. While it is understandable to feel a sense of justice or satisfaction when someone who wronged you faces the consequences, it is more important to understand that this is simply the natural order of things. Disrespect never goes unnoticed, and eventually it catches up with the person who initiated it. The suffering they endure is simply a reflection of their own negative energy being returned to them. This doesn't mean that you should seek revenge or wish ill on them. It's more powerful to stand back and observe how the universe deals with those who have wronged you. You don't need to lift a finger, because their own actions are already setting them up for a fall. In some ways, their suffering serves as a reminder that respect is one of the most valuable currencies in life. Without it, relationships crumble, opportunities fade, and peace of mind becomes elusive. As they continue to struggle, they may start to realize the truth. They disrespected someone who did not deserve it, and now they are paying the price. This awareness might come slowly, but eventually they will see how their treatment of you led to their downfall. They may even regret their actions and wish they could go back and treat you with the respect you deserved. But by then, the damage has already been done. The lesson has been learned, but it is a hard one to swallow. While they may not come out and apologize or admit their wrongs, deep down they know the truth. They can feel the weight of their actions pressing down on them, and they can sense the disconnection from others that they once took for granted. The people they once disrespected or mistreated have started to move on, and now they find themselves in the same lonely, uncomfortable position they once put you in. It is a painful realization, but one that they must face. The energy they once put out into the world, the hurt they caused, the disrespect they showed you, all of it has come back to them in full force. Their suffering is the universe's way of ensuring balance, and while it may seem harsh, it is necessary for them to grow and learn. Sometimes the best way for people to change is for them to experience the consequences of their own actions. But even as they face these consequences, there is still room for growth. If they are willing to learn from the pain they are experiencing, they can start to make amends and rebuild what was broken. It won't be easy, and it won't happen overnight, but change is possible. Their suffering now is a wake-up call, an opportunity for them to reflect on their actions and become better versions of themselves. Ultimately, their suffering is not for you to revel in. It is simply the result of their own choices. You don't need to focus on their pain or let it affect your peace. You have already moved past their disrespect and found a way to heal. Now it's up to them to find their way through the lessons their suffering is teaching them. In the end, their suffering is a reminder of a simple truth. Disrespect never goes unnoticed, whether it's in the form of words, actions, or attitudes. It always finds its way back to the person who put it out into the world. The universe has a way of balancing things, and now those who disrespected you are learning firsthand the cost of their actions. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you. I hope you've learned a thing or two. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you've not done so.